All right, San Antonio Spurs beat the Atlanta Hawks 126 to 135, and it was a good game. We do have Atlanta's draft pick. It's actually a pick swap for this year in 2026, next year, I guess. But in the draft, we have the swap with Atlanta. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone. We got a win on our record, and we knocked Atlanta down to the 8 seed for now. So hopefully Atlanta will have a rough finish, or just a rough season all season long, and we can get a high draft pick from the pick swap that we have with the Hawks. But here's kind of our lead tracker. It just shows how the lead ebbed and flowed in the game. So, of course, Toronto's in the maroon. Toronto had the lead for most of the first quarter. Here's the second quarter. So you see it's mostly black when the Spurs took the lead. We outscored them by 20 points in the second quarter. I think we scored 46 and Atlanta scored 26. So it was a really strong second quarter for the Spurs. Here's a 20-point lead, this bottom line. So we were up, I want to say 19 points. Yeah, our biggest lead right there of 19 points. So we got up pretty good on Atlanta in the second quarter. And if you see here, kind of just chopped our way up. We get up 19. You see how it just keeps going. We just slowly trickled our way back down, and then Atlanta was able to get up, I want to say 2 or 3 points, and that was in the fourth quarter. So it's kind of been the story all season long. We have a lot of talent. We can come out and blitz teams in the first half, the first and second quarter, and then we'll get up 20. Not every single game, but we have games where we get up 20 points, and then it pretty much always happens. It feels like, other than the Dallas game, we just smoked them all game long. But like you see here, we get up 19 in the second quarter, and you kind of see our lead just trickle down, and then we completely lost the lead. We got down, I want to say it was 2 or 3 points again, and I was pretty worried we were going to lose the game. I wasn't extremely worried, but I'm just watching on my couch, and I'm thinking, fuck, dude, here we go again. We're going to blow the lead. We were up 19, and it's kind of the story. Every game when we get up, when we get a double-digit lead, I'm just thinking, let's just stomp these guys out and get up 30 points and put the game to bed. When I watch like OKC play, Golden State, Denver, some of these more veteran teams, when they get up 20 points, the game's pretty much over at that point. I'm not expecting those types of teams to blow a lead like that. But when I'm watching us play, I wouldn't say I'm expecting us to blow the lead, but it's not surprising when, just like in this game, our lead starts to trickle down and we completely blew the lead. We lost the lead. I guess it means the same thing, but Atlanta got up about 2 points in the fourth quarter, and then we just sprayed it on, and we end up winning the game by the 9 points there. So, we have a lot of talent on the team. We're able to beat teams just off of our talent. I don't think we had great motion on offense again, so been noticing that every single game. We don't have great motion on offense. We don't defend the three ball really well, and that happened again this game, but we were able to win the game just off of our talent. Once we're in the playoffs and we're playing, Thunder, if we run into the Thunder, Denver, even Golden State, some of these other teams, Houston, Lakers, we're not going to beat those teams in a playoff series if we don't play better 3-point defense and we don't have more motion on offense. I think those teams would probably beat us in a playoff series. We do match up well against Houston. We gave Kevin Durant all sorts of trouble, and we were able to win the Houston game when we played them. But again, I feel like we need more motion on offense. We need to defend the three ball better to really give us a chance to hopefully make the second round and maybe the conference finals if things go our way. But that would be tough to make it to the conference finals. But moving on, we score 135. They score 126. We won by 9 points. We out rebounded them by 4 rebounds. Kristaps Porzingis was a beast. We'll get to the exact stats in a second here. But, Luke Cornett was battling it out with Kristaps Porzingis. I have noticed with Luke Cornett, his size is kind of his greatest advantage. If he's out there and he's kind of bigger than all the other centers, we see him have 12 points, 10 rebounds. We see him have double doubles in a lot of those games. He shot 100%, like at least 2 or 3 games so far this season. But we saw the past 2 games when he goes against Zach Edey, Kristaps Porzingis, some of these 7-3, 7-4 motherfuckers, he can get a little bit neutralized. We'll get to his numbers in a second. Cornette had a decent game, but when we're playing these bigger centers, Edey, Kristaps, these types of guys, I kind of like to see us utilize Kelly Olynyk, Jeremy Sohan more, and see if we can take advantage of their size when we're playing offense, and see if our small ball forwards, smaller centers can kind of take advantage of those guys' lack of speed when we're playing offense. We have 4 more assists, 30 assists to 34 assists. So we did beat them slightly in the assist battle. We usually do win the battle of assists there. But a lot of them will be, De'Aaron Fox breaking down something in the paint, kicking out to an open three-point shooter, maybe Stephon Castle when he was healthy, and Luke Cornett getting their connection on alley-oops and things like that. Our ball movement's okay, but it's our off-ball movement. When we played Golden State, it was like night and day. When we're on offense and we're not having a lot of movement, we're being pretty stagnant offensively. And then you see Golden State get on offense, and it's just insane off-ball movement. So I say it every video. I'd like to see us have more of an identity on offense because it's usually a lot of hero ball out there, to be honest. They have the 6 blocks, we have the 4 blocks. They have 16 turnovers. We only have 10. We had 9 turnovers, not in the fourth quarter, but by the time it was the fourth quarter, I noticed a stat that we only had 9 turnovers. Then we had one more turnover with like 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. I want to say it was De'Aaron Fox. So we almost had back-to-back single-digit turnover games. So that is nice to see. 56% from the field for Atlanta. We are 52%, so they got us there. They're 54% from 3. We're 42%. So when you're so hot from 3, you're going to be in most of the games out there. So it was no difference for Atlanta. They were really hot from 3. Nickeil Alexander-Walker was killing us. Jalen Johnson had a great game as well. So, when you shoot the 3 ball that hot, you're going to give yourself a chance in most games. They're 61% from the line, so that's total trash. We were 73% from the line, so we won the free throw battle. We usually win all 3 of these categories, but we have 60 points in the paint compared to Atlanta's 46 points. We have 10 second chance points. Atlanta has 6. Not a huge difference, but we did beat them there. When we have Wemby healthy, we usually just shit on teams in the second chance points battle, but without Wemby, it's more of a fair playing field for other teams to get rebounds against us. We have the 19 fast break points. Atlanta only has 6 fast break points. Just every second, De'Aaron Fox is on the court. Even if it's not him dribbling the ball up and just trying to push the pace on his own, you'll notice when De'Aaron Fox catches the ball in the half court, or rather in the back court, he's looking up and trying to see everything that's going on up in the front court. You'll see a lot of plays where De'Aaron Fox catches it. He kicks it ahead to Vassell, Harrison Barnes, whoever it is, and he lets us get into our half-court offense even faster. If there's not something there as far as pushing the ball all the way down the full court to get an easy layup or an easy pass for an open 3, I noticed De'Aaron Fox just gets the ball up to get into our half-court sets faster. Him pushing the ball is not always, again, to just get all the way up the court and get a full court layup or an open 3 in a fast break situation. If that is there, De'Aaron Fox will take advantage of that. But like I said, a lot of the times he's pushing the ball up just to get us into our half court sets faster and give us more time to find an open look in the half court. Again, you see in the second quarter, we scored 46 points. They only scored 26, and that was kind of the game right there. We got up 19 points, and then Atlanta wasn't able to claw their way all the way back into the game. Again, I would like to see us just stay up 15-20, just blow the lead open to 30, 40 points, because we haven't really been able to do that too many times this season. Last season, we lose this game. Last season, we lose a lot of these games, where we get up. We'd probably totally blow the lead and lose the game. So it's nice to see us, get up 20 points and still win the game at the end, because there were times last season when we would get a big lead, but then we just blow it because we didn't have a healthy De'Aaron Fox. We weren't as good at just executing our stuff out there. Jalen Johnson has the 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 7 assists. He does have the 4 turnovers, but he cooked us. He's 10 for 15 from the field. Kristaps Porzingis, there was one play. It was in the third quarter. If y'all remember the play, Kristaps, he's down low. He has De'Aaron Fox on him. He has his back to the basket. I think it was Jalen Johnson. He passes the ball down low to Kristaps. Kristaps catches the ball. Someone's open for a corner 3, and Kristaps immediately kicks it out for that corner 3. It would have been a great play if the defender was the same size as Kristaps Porzingis, or Kristaps was a point guard down there and he kicked it out because he didn't have a mismatch in the post. But to be honest, Kristaps could have caught the ball and just dunked it backwards with the position he had on De'Aaron Fox. The announcer called it out as well. It was one thing I noticed. If it was Wemby, it would have been a play where he just catches it and dunks the ball backwards. And Kristaps is not much shorter than Wemby. So that was one play I had noticed. The announcers were talking about the modern NBA, the three ball, and all of that shit they always talk about. But that was one little play I noticed with Porzingis. But he has the 16 points. He's 70% from the field, knocks down 2 threes. He only has the 5 rebounds. But Jalen Johnson was getting a lot of boards out there to kind of make up for it. Nickeil Alexander-Walker just fucking killed us. 38 points on 13 for 17 from the field. He's 8 for 10 from 3. Watching the game, it didn't feel like he totally killed us. He kind of had a quiet 38 if that's possible. But yeah, he definitely killed us. I think they're still doing decent, but they're going to miss this guy really bad once the playoffs come around. Nickeil is just a great player. There's no team that wouldn't love to have Alexander Walker on their team, and he killed us. Dyson Daniels, I didn't even talk about Zachary Reese-Archet. He has 2 points on 1 for 10 shooting, 0 for 5 from 3. Reese-Archet is a way better player than that, but he just had a cold night against us, so we'll definitely take that. Dyson Daniels, 5 turnovers. He's 4 for 8, 8 shots for 8 points, 3 turnovers, rather 5 turnovers, so not a good game. Not for Dyson Daniels. I like Okongwu. Okongwu's a really good player as well. Moving on, though, Keaton Wallace. He's 2 for 4 from 3. Keaton Wallace went to UTSA, so shout out to our Roadrunner alum and Keaton Wallace. Harrison Barnes, he's only 2 for 8 from 3. It felt like he had a bigger impact out there. He's 5 for 13 from the field. He has 16 points. Just an off game for Harrison from the 3-ball line at least, but he still gives us 16 points, 5 rebounds. Harrison Barnes, just his leadership out there, him telling guys the right place to be. If someone makes like a boneheaded play, Harrison Barnes will politely, tell them, don't do that shit anymore. We need you to be locked into the game. And his veteran presence has been so great all season long for the young guys. Champagne's on fire out there. He shoots 50% from 3, knocks down 5 threes, 5 assists as well. He had the nasty dunk. I think it was the third quarter. He drives down and goes up with one hand and fucking smashes it. So it was cool to see Champagne get himself a little poster dunk. Luke Cornett, I mentioned him earlier. He has 5 points, only 3 rebounds, 2 assists, just the 1 turnover. He's 2 for 4. So if Luke Cornett doesn't have the the mismatch or the advantage against his defender, he doesn't try to force things or try to play outside of his role. If he's getting little guys on his back, if he's cutting down the paint and he has easy lobs he can catch, we're going to find him and get him the ball in those positions to finish. But this game, he's going up against fucking Zach Edey, Kristaps Porzingis. He's going against 7'4" motherfuckers, and Luke Cornett is usually the bigger guy on the court. He's usually bigger than his matchup. But again, when he's not, guys can kind of neutralize him a bit. But I thought Cornett was okay out there. He wasn't playing outside of himself. Again, he only gives us 3 rebounds. So in games like this, I'd like to see Mitch Johnson utilize Jeremy Sohan, Kelly Olynyk a bit more. Jeremy does get the 21 minutes. Kelly does get 12 minutes. Jeremy was 3 for 10. He's 0 for 5 from 3, so that was a bit rough. He does give us the 5 rebounds, the 5 assists. I think Jeremy was better out there. He's definitely a better playmaker than Luke Cornett. He's great as the roll man. There was one play late. He catches the ball as the roll man. I think it was Alexander Walker trying to draw a charge on him. Jeremy catches, turns around, dribbles the ball once, goes around him, just really patiently, pump fake, just goes up and dunks the ball. If y'all remember the play I'm talking about. Sohan, he's still young, but he's like 21. I can't call him a veteran, but he knows the Spurs system really well, and he plays his role very well. Also, he was 0 for 5 from 3, but I could see him making 1 or 2 of those threes, and then he finishes with 10, 11 points on 4 for 10 shooting. But it was a bit of an off night for Sohan, needless to say. He just brings so much for us defensively when he is out there. Like I was saying, he has the 0 turnovers, so he takes really good care of the ball. And Jeremy just kind of starting to get his rhythm back. I mentioned like 2 or 3 videos ago, I was thinking we're gonna trade Sohan because he played like 6 minutes, 3 games in a row. And Mitch Johnson just wasn't finding a place to kind of get Sohan in the game. And then also we didn't extend Jeremy's contract, so I'm not 100% sure. I don't think we should trade Jeremy. I think he does a lot of great things for us when he is out there on the court. He's worked really hard on his three ball all season. Didn't show up this game, but if you can get more consistent with the three ball, he's just so elite on defense. I don't think we should trade Jeremy Sohan, but we'll see what happens. It's good to see Mitch Johnson getting Jeremy 20 minutes in the game. I feel like Jeremy should get probably like at least 18 minutes plus every single game with what he brings for us. Kelly Olynyk has the 8 points, 2 rebounds, no assists, the one turnover. It's just kind of a hit or miss with Kelly. He had 8 assists, I want to say just last game. So it just depends on the matchups. That's where coaching comes into place. I don't always know the right games to play the right players. I feel like when we're playing, bigger centers like Zach Edey and Kristaps Porzingis, we should get these guys a little more minutes. But between Luke Cornett, Sohan, and Olynyk, they all had kind of similar games. Sohan had the best game out of those three guys, but just a tough matchup against Kristaps Porzingis. He caused a lot of matchup problems. Keldon Johnson was awesome. 25 points, 9 for 12 from the field, 3 for 5 from three, the 7 rebounds, 2 assists. He's just so physical out there. He takes advantage of his matchups really well. So it's kind of like the old school Keldon when he used to be our number one option. Probably 3 seasons ago, it was kind of him and Vassell going back and forth, being our number 1 and 2 option. And, he shows he can still score 25 points. 9 for 12 is stupid efficiency. Is that 85% or something like that? Just insane efficiency from Keldon. He's 4 for 5 from the line. He's just so physical, just bullying guys out there. It's cool to see. He showed us he can still score 20, 25 points on nights where we need him to. Like tonight, Castle's out, Wemby's out. We're missing Dylan Harper. And Keldon stepped up. He's been just so great in his new role this season. Just offensive rebounding, defensive rebounding, coming in and just giving us crazy, crazy energy off the bench. And he showed us if we need him to play starter minutes and drop 20 plus points, he can still do that from time to time for us as well. So, Keldon's just been so great in his new role. He would make a handful of kind of boneheaded plays, if you want to use that word. He'd have a lot of breakdowns defensively last season. He still has some. He still makes some bad plays from time to time, but not nearly like it was last season. He's been so great in his new role. His basketball IQ looks so much higher, and he's just way better at decision making than he was last season. And he's such a talented player that that's kind of all he needed to do was make better decisions. And we see the impact he can make when when he's getting some play time and when he's kind of on with his decision making. De'Aaron Fox has been great for us ever since he got back. The trade De'Aaron Fox people are just fucking quiet. Again, that was just salty Sacramento Kings fans. If you really know basketball, there's no reason to trade De'Aaron Fox. Oklahoma City Thunder, they have a lot of guards that can play make and love to have the ball in their hands. So us having Dylan Harper, Stephon Castle, and De'Aaron Fox isn't a problem. People were saying, "Oh, we got to trade De'Aaron," before he even got a chance to get out there and play in the game. I never doubted what De'Aaron Fox could do. I know he's our best offensive guard. You can argue Stephon Castle's a better all-around player than De'Aaron Fox. I'll listen to that argument. I don't think that's true, to be honest. I think De'Aaron Fox is just our best overall guard, and he's still kind of learning how to fit into the system, but he looks better and better every game. He finishes with 26 points, 9 assists, 3 steals. He does have the 2 turnovers. He's -7 for his plus minus. That's kind of strange. But again, the 26 points, 9 assists. Our offense runs really smoothly when De'Aaron Fox is out there. The ball movement isn't always as crazy when De'Aaron Fox is out there, but De'Aaron Fox, he'll just break guys down. He gets a double team. He finds a mismatch really quickly, passes the ball to the guy with the mismatch. If someone has a wide open shot, he passes them the ball, and he just creates such open looks for our teammates. He finds a mismatch really quick and gets the ball straight to the mismatch. So, like I said, you might not see as many passes when De'Aaron Fox is out there, but the reason is, just like I said, he finds the open man so quick, finds the mismatch so quick that we don't necessarily need 5 or 6 passes to create an advantage. De'Aaron Fox just creates the advantage on his own so quickly, so that's why maybe the ball movement doesn't look as crazy, but De'Aaron Fox has been great for us all season. He's only going to get better. I'm excited to see him and Wemby, get more reps. get more reps on the court together. Devin Vassell is 6 for 11, 3 for 5 from 3, 15 points. He's plus 13 on the plus minus, 1 steal, 1 block, 5 rebounds. He only gets the 1 block, but there was at least 3 different plays from Devin Vassell where he goes up vertically and challenges shots at the rim and just made guys miss at the rim. There was one play, it was like I think it was a 2-on-1, 3-on-1 for Sacramento. Devin Vassell was the only guy back, and that was one of the plays where I noticed him just go up vertically and just blow up that 3-on-1 just on his own. So Devin Vassell has looked impressive defensively. He's 6 for 11 from the field, so he shoots over 50% and drops 15 points for us. We don't need as much from Devin Vassell as we needed last season or the season before that when he was our number 2, number 3 option. This is a great game from Devin Vassell. If he can give us a game like this every 3 or 4 games, that's kind of all we need from him. Keldon has the 25 points this game. There's going to be games, just like Keldon was on fire this game, there's going to be games where Devin Vassell is on fire and he scores 25, 30 points. He's really capable of that. And there'll be games when Devin Vassell's performance is largely the reason we won that game. There will be playoff games when I think Devin Vassell can go off and score 20, 25 points and be a huge reason why we win a playoff game. So, Vassell's been impressive all season. He can be inconsistent, but we don't notice it nearly as much with having De'Aaron Fox out there, with Wemby's leap, with Stephon Castle's leap. We're not asking as much from Vassell, and he's just been great, just like Keldon Johnson. They've been great in their new roles. Devin Vassell is like our 3rd or 4th option offensively as a scorer from night to night. So he's just been awesome in that role. David Jones-Garcia, he's probably everyone's new favorite Spur. He's probably top 2 or top 3. He was fucking great out there. 12 points. He's 5 for 7 from the field. Plus minus is a weird stat. There can be times where I guess it's semi-lies, but it did not lie tonight. David Jones-Garcia is fucking plus 25 on his plus minus, and every second he was out there, it just seemed like good things were happening for the team. The 12 points, again, 5 for 7 is just great efficiency. 5 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals. He had a block, only 1 turnover in 18 minutes out there. We're so deep at the guard position. Just our whole team is really deep, to be honest. So it's kind of hard to find playing time for David Jones-Garcia. But after this performance, I feel like he's just like earning his way in the rotation. We almost have to play him after this performance. I know we have De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper will be playing in front of him, but I feel like he can give us something off the bench. He can play off the ball. He was largely playing point guard when he was coming in off of the bench, but he can play off ball. He's a really good 3-point shooter as well. The 1 3 he hit, it was off the dribble. He just steps back into a rhythm 3 and knocked it down. I think over Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but just an amazing game for David Jones-Garcia. I think I want to say he's 6'4". He looks small out there on the court, but I want to say he's like 6'3 or 6'4. Just like De'Aaron Fox looks kind of small when he's out there on the court. Yeah, 6'4", same height as De'Aaron Fox. They both look a little smaller when they're out there, but a 6'4 guard is not a small player. He looks like he's 6'1", 6'2", but again, he has good height and good size out there. So hopefully we can find some time to get David Jones-Garcia some minutes because he's showing that he deserves it out there. Let me see one more time. I want to say he's 24 years old if I'm not mistaken, because I'm pretty sure he played 4 years in college. Yeah, he's 23. He's about to turn 24 just in a couple of days here. Happy birthday, David Jones-Garcia. So he was a 3 or 4 year college player. So when those guys come in, they're almost more like a veteran type of rookie because he has really good basketball IQ. There was not one play in the game where I thought, what the fuck, David Jones-Garcia? That was a bad rookie mistake. You're playing outside of yourself. He was just playing right into his role, and he fit in really great out there. Once we have a healthy Stephon Castle, healthy Dylan Harper, I don't know if we'll have minutes for David Jones-Garcia, but I hope we do find some. Jordan McLaughlin was finding some minutes when we had Dylan Harper and Stephon Castle out there healthy. Not to throw shade on Jordan McLaughlin, but I feel like David Jones-Garcia looks like a way better option than McLaughlin would as far as backing up Dylan Harper as the backup point guard, if that makes sense. But just come down to his consistency. But with this performance tonight, I feel like we definitely see him get some more chances to prove himself, and he definitely deserves those chances. But good win for the Spurs. It's impressive to see us missing Wemby, Castle, Harper, probably three of our top five players, to be honest, and still come out and handle the Hawks. Like I said before, it'd be cool to see if we won by 20 points or won by 15 points if we held our double-digit lead and never let the Hawks sneak back into the game. But that's just the next step for our team. We're capable of just exploding and getting 20-point leads on a lot of teams, it seems like. But again, it comes with time. We're still a younger team. Once we get more used to playing with a large lead, we'll get better at just closing games and actually holding on to those leads. I feel like we're like a younger OKC. We're like where OKC was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and now you see as they develop and have the plethora of draft picks, just like we have, you kind of see how Oklahoma City's developed over these past 4 years. So hopefully, we'll have the same kind of development and just get better and better as time goes on. But great win for the Spurs. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to get to 7 million subscribers. Comment below. Let me know what you thought about the win, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.